Chapter 1 of Countdown. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Countdown by Becker, S.J. Chapter 1 25 The morning after the big rain, Ned Bartley found the hole under the fence, crawled through it, and visited the spaceship. The fence was not old. He remembered quite clearly the day when he first saw it 10 months before. It was a hot, threatening day in late July, brooding and strange, not like other days. The sky was an odd coppery blue, not soft, but somehow metallic and harsh. There were queer sulphurous clouds which hung broodingly over the world, heavy and menacing. "It looks," Walter Drew said, as they started to drive back to Hillstown from Amarillo that day, "like it's fixin' to rain green ink." Walter was a classmate of Ned's, a stocky, friendly boy whose right leg was in a brace due to a bout with polio a couple of years previously. Ned said nothing. He felt tense and uneasy with an unfamiliar sense of impending disaster. Mike Pearkin, at the wheel of the car, had his face set in the controlled, expressionless look he wore whenever he was worried about something. Mike was in his late 20s. He was the math teacher and athletic director of Hillstown High, where Ned and Walt were students. The three had spent the day in Amarillo and had started the return drive at about 4, because Ned had faithfully promised to be home before dark so his Aunt Deborah wouldn't worry. They were driving along Route 87, which carried them over the Canadian River and north toward Dumas, where they would turn west toward Mustang Creek, and home. It wasn't a long drive, as drives go in Texas, about 50 miles, and the car, which belonged to Mike, was purring smoothly along. They should be home a little after 5. It was a good road, smooth and level. At Dumas it turned toward the setting sun and stretched straight and level for 18 miles between the flat, cultivated fields that reached the horizon on both sides. Then it curved slowly and climbed gently north in a big, rising sweep, miles long, that brought it to the rolling hills which gave their name to the town they surrounded. It wriggled uncomfortably for a short distance, skirted Hillstown, flirted a few miles with the Mustang, swerved toward Dalhart, nodded in the direction of Davis, and headed straight for Colorado. They were on the straightway west of Dumas, tolling along when tires screeched. The car swerved and slowed, coming to a stop on the shoulder of the road. "Look at that!" Mike's voice was awed. The three of them piled out to get a better look at the astonishing sight. The machines were enormous, bigger than any of the gigantic red combines they were accustomed to see rolling over the cultivated lands, reaping the rich harvest of the vast Texas fields. These were monsters, a procession of them, coming toward them at a majestic, unhurried pace across the flat farmland, where the maize plants lifted their heavy heads from the dry ground. Ned looked around. As far as he could see, in all directions, there was not another moving thing. The world was suddenly a great empty desert, except for the three of them standing on the road beside their car, and the procession of monstrous machines heading toward them across the field under the sulphurous light of the strange and menacing skies. They watched, fascinated. The great machines moved not on wheels, but on huge, balloon-like rollers that looked like monstrous sausages. "Rolligans," Ned heard Mike's odd whisper. "I never thought I'd see one. What do you know?" Rolligans. Ned remembered reading about them in a magazine. Huge airbags that rolled smoothly over everything in their way and so needed no roads. He had never thought to see one either. And now here they were, a whole train of them, enormous, bright green, with the letters BEST painted in dazzling white on their tall sides. The first machine sank great steel teeth into the earth and chewed out a deep, narrow trench, piling the dirt neatly on either side. The second machine straddled the ditch and unrolled into it a wide, heavy ribbon of metal, which gleamed in the strange light and reminded Ned incongruously of toothpaste flowing smoothly out of a tube. The third machine followed closely, setting into the metal ribbon poles 15 feet high, which divided at the top to form a Y, filling the strange furrow and tamping it down, so that there remained only the erect metal Ys rising rigidly at perfect regular intervals from the smooth earth. A fourth machine, taller than a house, followed along. From it there emerged a closely woven metal mesh, which somehow clamped onto the poles as it unrolled. At the rear, on either side of the newly risen fence, came 2 spidery platforms.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?